Anze, in the bigger picture, how do you compare what was a strong individual season for yourself, one that had obviously a really memorable milestone, against the overall goal of the team coming up just a little bit short?
Sorry, hold on, Anze. You're muted. There you go.
You got me now?
All good.
All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously the milestone was nice and everything. I'm really excited about the, first 2/3 of the season. Maybe last a little while. Wasn't individually, it wasn't where I wanted it to be. But as a team, I think we took steps in the right direction. Obviously, there's still work left to be done, and we're going to look ahead to that. We're going to obviously take the positives, look at the negatives, and see what we need to correct, and go from there.
Even though the overall record was around the same, it really felt like the team did take some steps forward this year. I'm wondering, in your mind, what were a couple of the areas you felt were maybe the most improved off of last year?
Well, I think special teams definitely took a step forward. Obviously, I don't know what we ended up on the penalty kill, but I think we're top 10 in the league, which is pretty satisfying, and it says a lot about this group to willing to, do it on the defensive side of things. I think power play was clicking better than it ever was since I've been here, so that's definitely a positive. But like I said, in saying that, there's still a few areas we need to improve on and get better at.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Kobe.
Next up is Dennis Bernstein.
You played a lot of games in a short period of time. How's your health? How do you come out of the season?
Health is good. Didn't have any major issues. Just a couple of bruises here and there, but that's pretty much normal. The schedule was pretty condensed, and there's nights where I think everybody felt it. So, but it is what it is. But like I said, went through the season without any major issues.
You mentioned the last 6 weeks of the season wasn't really the way you wanted to go. So how close is this team to being a playoff team next season?
I mean, we got to come out and obviously perform to our potential. I think everybody in our locker room could and will probably say that we can be better. And, but you got to, raise the level, and, just being in the mix for, as long as we were was refreshing. But in the end of the day, it's still disappointing not making the playoffs, and we got to look forward to correct that, and obviously be in a position to make the playoffs next year.
Thanks, Kobe.
Next up is Lisa Dillman.
Yeah, Kobe, you mentioned the PK, and it was top 10, 7th with the finish. But last night, Todd was talking about the power play almost being like 2 seasons, a good start and not so good finish. What did you sort of see specifically with what might have gone wrong with it in the latter half?
I mean, there's, obviously a variety of things that didn't go well second half of the season or last little while. Maybe we just got too cute with it. Not playing at a higher or at a high pace that we needed to play. And then, if you're not getting good looks at it, you're just not going to score. So, that hurt us a little bit, definitely hurt us in games. But, I still think we can be excited overall with the step that we took forward this year compared to last year.
And secondly, a lot of people have forgotten that you and Dustin have, it was a long time ago, but you've been through this. Is it possible to compare rebuilds from when you guys went through this the first time? I mean, obviously you were very young when you did the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, obviously being a lot younger, it makes it maybe a little easier, but no, obviously when you're losing game, nobody's having fun, and it's not, the greatest atmosphere, but as I mentioned before, is we're taking steps in the right direction. So we're looking into the future to make sure that this rebuild goes on the path that we need it to go.
How much did it mean to you to have Jared Bednar reach out the way he did last night? It looked like a really nice moment.
Yeah, I mean, he came over, and I actually kind of leaned over because one of their trainers, I had him at World Cup for Team Europe. So, I just kind of wished them good luck for the playoffs. And then Jared came over and shook my hand and congratulated me on the milestone. And it was very nice and classy of them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next up is Dan Greenspan.
Hey, Andre. Thanks for everything this season. First, I wanted to ask you about Dustin. Looking back, now that we know he's had this injury, you sort of split the season from before he missed the 2 games to after. His goal scoring really fell off. How banged up was he, and how much do you think that hindered his play?
Well, I've had the privilege to play with Brownie for a long time, and the amount of times he's been banged up, and you guys have no idea about it. It's more than I can even remember. So he's an absolute warrior, on and off the ice for that matter. He comes and gets himself ready to play, even though he's kicking at about 60 or even less on percentage. So ultimate pro, and he definitely knows what it takes, obviously, to win and get prepared, and even at times when he's not nearly to be 100%.
Second, the organization's going to have a lot of cap space in a flat cap environment, another lottery pick, a lot of assets. Do you want to see the team go be aggressive and try to add some proven NHL players, or are you content with sort of riding with the young prospects?
Well, I mean, I think there's no secret that this summer is going to be very important for us, from all standpoint of views, really. Whether that's, obviously developing younger guys, maybe bringing some guys in. So this should be very exciting for everybody, and we'll see what happens in the end of the day.
Thanks again. Have a good summer.
Thank you.
Next up is John Hoven.
Kopi, no Brownie, no Iafallo on your line here over the last couple of games. How strange was that to not have those 2 guys on your side?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little strange. Obviously, we've been together for the better part of pretty much 50 games. So it's a little bit of an adjustment, but stuff like that happens, and you just got to go with it.
And as you look forward to next year, when you look back over the younger players that joined the team this year, was there anybody that really stood out for you, that you're really excited to see take that next step next year?
I'm excited to see everybody. I think Jad definitely took a step forward. I think, Quintin came in and gave us a few really strong games. Kupari obviously scoring his first goal. So I'm excited. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of young talent around here, and it's exciting, obviously, to see them grow and see them develop and being a part of this team.
Thank you.
And last one here from Andrew Knoll.
Yeah, hey, Kopi, thank you very much for visiting us this morning. I wanted to ask you first about a statement that Todd made last night. He talked about the erosion of belief down the stretch. And I'm wondering, how you saw the team's, I guess, confidence and belief, enthusiasm, those sorts of things in the last, well, whatever part of the season. I'm wondering if you saw those things starting to slip a little bit too, and if so, at what point?
Well, it's fair to say that we had a up and down season. So when it was up, obviously the confidence is good, and when you're down, the confidence is not good. So, and then last little while, it was, we didn't win too many games, so you can't expect for us to be a confident bunch. So, we have to take this year and learn from it. Really, there was some bright spots, and there were some not so bright spots that we have to improve on and get better at, and make sure that it doesn't happen.
And I also wanted to ask you about Quintin Byfield. Todd and Jarrett, a number of guys on the staff have talked about you guys connecting and sort of forming a professional relationship. I just want to know how that's going, and how your interactions have been with Q, especially during the 6-game call-up.
I mean, I don't think it was anything different than when any other younger player that comes up here. You try to make him as comfortable as you can. Obviously make him feel that he's a part of the team, and I think Q made a really good impression, especially on the ice, which that's where it comes down to, really. But he's a very nice young kid, and I'm looking forward to obviously seeing him develop and grow into a player.
Thank you, and best of luck this offseason.
Thank you.